Hey guys, so today I'm going to be showing you how to do a fall grunge look. So starting off, I'm just brushing my eyebrows and then I'm going to use my Wet n Wild brow pencil that I used last time. And I'm just going to fill in my brows how I usually do. So here I'm just doing the other side. I'm just going to keep filling them in. As you guys know, I don't like to do heavy brows on myself. I love the light feathery looking brows. So here I'm just going to keep filling in until I feel like it's fine. So next I'm going to take this flat brush and I'm going to use the same Wet n Wild concealer that I used last time, and I'm just going to conceal my brows, and I'm going to do the bottom first and then I will go on to the top, and then I will also bring it down to my eyelids, and I will do this on both sides of my eyes. Okay, next I'm going to take this mini beauty blender that I have, and I'm going to blend out all the concealer around my eyebrows and on my eyelids, and I will do this on both sides. Next, I'm going to use my Maybelline Fit Me powder, and I'm just going to set my eyelids and around my eyebrows. I put the concealer on my eyelids to use as a primer for my eyeshadow, so you want to make sure that you set that, and that's going to prepare you to put your eyeshadow on top of. So the first palette I'm going to start out with is the Modern Renaissance palette. I'm going to use this light brown shade color, and then I'm going to put that on my eyelid, and it's going to act as my transition color. So for this grunge look, I'm going to do like browns, so this is the first color I would be starting out with. So here I am just doing the other eye, and I'm using the same exact color, the light brown color. And here I'm just building up the color, so I'm gonna put it on my eyelid, go back in, dust off some, and just keep building the color up until I want it to exactly where I want it to be. I don't want the color to be too dark, but I also don't want it to be too light, so I'm just gonna keep building it up. Next, I'm going to go into this BH Cosmetic Glam palette, and I'm going to take that a little bit darker from the first color that I used, and I'm going to put it right under the transition color. So I'm also going to keep building this color up until I get it into the right type of darkness that I want before I go into the next color. Next, I'm going to go in with this darker brown color, and I'm going to place the shade all on my eyelid, and I'm just going to pat it all over. So as you can see, I'm still patting this color in, and I'm just going to keep building it up until I get the right type of brown that I want. Next, I'm going to go in with the James Charles palette, and I'm going to take this orangey brownish color. As you can see, when I picked up the color, I was like, because it looked a little too orange, but I still ended up using it anyway, just so I can make my eyelids a little darker. Then I'm going to go back into the BH Cosmetic Glam Palette, and I'm going to use that first light brownish color that I use, and I'm going to also mix it with the other darker brown that I use, and I'm going to mix them two together, and I'm going to just use those two to blend out everything all together so all the colors are mixing correctly and there's no harsh lines or no differences between neither of the colors. Next, I went in with my Modern Renaissance palette, and I took this brown color. I didn't like how light my eyes were still looking, so I wanted it to be a little darker. So I took that dark brown color and I just put it right on the corner of my eyes. And I will also take some and put it into my crease. And I just did this so I can get that more grunge look and have a little more darker eyes. So here I'm just making sure that the color is blended, and then I'm gonna go into my next eye. As you guys can see, I am blending a lot, so you wanna make sure that you blend and blend and blend so there's nothing that's too harsh, and you want everything to just be coming together. So I blend a lot, and I'm gonna keep blending until everything looks good to me, and make sure my eyelids are as dark as I want them. So next I'm just gonna wipe the under of my eyes, make sure there's no dark brown under there or anything. And then I'm gonna go straight into my Pore Professional Primer by the Benefit. And I'm just gonna rub that all over my face. Now I'm gonna go into my Orange Concealer by the Maybelline like I did last time. So I'm gonna cancel out my dark circles and little acne spots that I have. And I'm just gonna put this over my mouth too, just so there's no shadow looking type of darkness when I put my foundation on top. So I'm just gonna blend this out and make sure that the orange isn't too dark. So the two foundations I'm gonna be using is Fenty in the color 310, and then I'm gonna also use the Maybelline in color 330, and I mix these two to get my perfect shade. So here I'm just mixing them, and then I'm gonna use this flat brush, and I'm gonna just put dots all over my face and a little bit under on my chin, just to make sure everything is blended correctly. So now I'm gonna take my beauty blender and I'm just gonna blend my life away until I feel like everything is blended correctly and the color looks good. So after that, I'm gonna take my e.l.f. concealer and my Wet n Wild concealer, and I'm gonna use the Wet n Wild one first, and I'm just gonna put a lot under my under eye. People always say that I put too much, but to me it's not too much because it blends all out. And I put a little bit on the bridge of my nose, and then I'm gonna take that e.l.f. Honestly, these colors are the same to me. The e.l.f. is probably just a tad bit lighter, but I just put a little bit in the inner corner of my eye, and I will blend that out. Next, I'm gonna take my bigger beauty blender and I'm just gonna blend the concealer out a little bit more so it can just blend in with my foundation and it won't look too light or anything, and everything is just blended together. So next I'm gonna take my Revolution banana powder and my Fit Me powder, and I'm gonna mix these two, and I'm gonna use this to set my under eye. Well, unfortunately, I lost some footage while I was recording. My phone did some crazy stuff and I didn't get to record everything, so I'm missing footage. So I'm just going to show you what I did. I used my Too Faced bronzer with my e.l.f. brush, and I just bronzed my forehead and the sides of my cheeks, a little bit on my chin and my nose. And then I went in with my e.l.f. Contour palette, and I did the same exact thing, just with a darker shade around my whole face. I went in with my Wet n Wild blush, and I just use this fluffy brush, and I start and then I start to blend it backwards, and then I took this big fluffy brush and just blended everything together. And next I'm going to go in with my MAC gel liner and an angled brush, and I'm just going to line my waterline on both of my eyes with this gel liner. Then next I'm going to go in my other eye, and this is going to help help give me that more grunge look that I'm trying to achieve. Next, we're going to go back into the palette, and now we're going to do our bottom lash line. So I'm going to take that first light shade, and I'm just going to blend it on the lash line on both of my eyes. Next, I'm going to go in with the darker brown that we used, and I'm going to put this under the light brown shade that we had, and I'm just going to blend it out on my lash line on both of the eyes. Then we're going to go right back into the Modern Renaissance palette. I'm going to take that dark brown shade, and we're going to place that right under the two browns that we used. This is just going to take the grunge look to the next level, make it look more grungy and just a little more smoky effect with it. Then next I'm going to take this little fluffy brush that I use for highlight. I don't want to put too much highlighter on because I feel like for a grunge look it shouldn't be like too shiny or whatever. So I'm just going to take the leftover highlighter that's on the brush, and I'm just going to place it in areas to highlight. And then I'm going to wipe my lips off and get ready to put some lip gloss on. Okay, so as you can see here, my lips look a little tan. That's because I decided to line them with MAC Cork lip liner, and then I placed the elf gloss on top. But then like like I told you guys, I only like lip gloss, so I was trying to do this and actually wasn't that bad. I actually liked it. The nude, I feel like this dark lip or nude type of lip go with the grunge look, and actually now that I'm reviewing this, I actually like the way it looks, and it wasn't that bad. But then I end up like trying to mix it together, like I wasn't really liking it, and then end up wiping it off. So I wiped it off, and I end up just putting lip gloss on. I don't know why, I just can't do like nude lips or like matte lips or liquid lip. Like I just don't like it, and actually it wasn't that bad, so I kind of regret taking it off. I actually like that better than just the lip gloss, because this is a grunge look, but I actually wiped it off and took lip gloss, and I'm kind of upset. But here I'm just I have eyelash extensions, so that's why I didn't put eyelashes on. So I'm just brushing them and brushing my eyebrows and make sure everything is in place. I actually forgot to set my face, but besides that, this is the whole look. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys recreate the look, make it more grungy to how you like it. Thank you for watching.